Make 30 copies of this letter and send it to 30 people, or horrible luck will befall you. Are chain letters even still a thing?
So this is telling me one of two things. Either I really should have responded to that chain letter, or I really gotta get rid of this trash can. Well, I might as well talk about some trash, since I'm in the trash.
Kill everyone now. Condone first-degree murder. Advocate cannibalism. Eat shit.
Before we get going in this video, around this time of year I like to promote the Animal Rescue League of Boston. This is a great organization that does a lot for homeless animals. Please go check out their website, I'll leave a link down below. And now that we've gotten that out of the way, welcome back everybody to another episode of Trash Reviews, where I take a look at the trashier side of cinema. Today we're looking at one of the raunchiest puppet-related movies ever made, and that would be Meet the Feebles.
Meet the Feebles! Meet the Feebles! We're not your average, ordinary people. Meet the Feebles! Meet the Feebles!
When it comes to director Peter Jackson, most people think of the cinematic masterpiece, The Lord of the Rings trilogy. This was a fantastic feat of cinema, but before Peter Jackson got involved in epic fantasies, he directed raunchy, gory horror comedies. His very first feature film was the wonderfully cheap Bad Taste, and a few years after that, he directed one of the goriest movies ever made, Dead Alive, aka Brain Dead. But between those two masterpieces of gore and schlock, he created this raunchy Muppet parody called Meet the Feebles.
Didn't you realize you were sitting on his face?
No, I felt a bit uncomfortable, but I thought it was my hemorrhoid.
Picture if the Muppets had a child with South Park and then got hocked up on cocaine. The basic premise of the movie is we have this variety show called Meet the Feebles that is preparing for their opening night. But as everybody is rehearsing for the show, we see the seedy goings-on behind the scenes, which includes drug addiction, making pornos, and the illegal activities of Bletch, the walrus, who is the manager of the theater.
Please, Mr. Blitz, let's talk about this.
I think that's a very good idea.
Where's the merchandise?
Speak up, I can't hear you.
I love talking about these kinds of movies, especially when the director went on to direct some hugely popular, well-loved movie. It's interesting to see where many well-loved directors got their start. Lord of the Rings is such a popular trilogy, but I love showing people the connection between Peter Jackson's older movies and his more popular classic trilogy. The same man who brought us this...
You shall not pass!
also gave us this. Oh, and fair warning, I am going to have spoilers in this video because I want to talk about all the dirty things in this movie, which is why you're all here in the first place. This is one of those movies that does have a basic plot, but that's not really the focus. It's basically just a story to get us from one point of the movie to the other. We're following many different characters and seeing the filthy things they're doing while leading up to the opening night for Meet the Feebles. The main point of the movie is to see how many outrageous things you can do with these Muppet parodies. There's the MC of Meet the Feebles, a rabbit who gets diagnosed with an STD.
They want a list of your sexual partners for the last 12 months.
It can't be true! It can't be! I've taken precautions!
There's an elephant who had an affair with a chicken and is insisting that their baby isn't his.
Sandy, why did you bring it here? It's not mine. You know it's not.
We'll let the court decide that, shall we?
And of course, there's a frog who does drugs in order to deal with his post-traumatic stress disorder from Vietnam. He tells the story of his time in Nam, where we see a tribute to Deer Hunter. Did Muppets Take Manhattan have a tribute to Deer Hunter? I think not. And that's just a taste of what happens in this movie. Peter Jackson and everyone involved in the film were actually pretty innovative of what they could do with puppets, all in the name of fun, bad taste. If there were main characters in this movie, I guess that would be Heidi and Bletch. Heidi is a hippo who is the frontliner of Meet the Feebles. She's the main singer. Bletch is just using her as a means to an end. He's having an affair with a cat. Yeah, there's a fair amount of animal sex and animal titties in this movie. It would be considered a furry's dream.
I'm hot, Bletch, but not the way you think. You're not feeling shy, are you, Bletch?
I really do have to praise how innovative this movie was with puppetry and costumes. They do a lot in this Muppet parody. I wouldn't be surprised if this went on to inspire movies like Team America: World Police. There's this awesome Vietnam War scene where we actually see things blowing up, and there's debris flying all over the place, meaning they're really having explosions for this puppet movie. Then we have the crime thriller-esque scene which takes place on the docks. There's a lot of good stuff in here, really innovative stuff. First of all, there's a fight scene. True, it's janky because it's being done with people in big bulky costumes, but it's still fun. How many puppet movies do you see with fight scenes? They also made miniatures so that the characters could be attacked by a giant spider. Now, the giant spider really doesn't have much to do with the plot, but who cares? It's a giant spider. If your movie can have a giant spider, why not put in a giant spider? Plus, it shows all the effort they put into this silly little raunchy puppet comedy. Everything builds up to a fantastic climax where Heidi snaps, gets a hold of a machine gun, and starts mowing down all the Feebles. And it's a really good shootout. For a puppet movie, it's kind of amazing.
Now put that gun down, Heidi. You're not solving anything by massacring people.
True Meet the Feebles was made to be in bad taste, full of raunchy humor, dirty jokes, animal sex, and various other shocking imagery. But you have to admire the effort put into this film. I'll go out of my way to say that Meet the Feebles is one of the greatest parody movies ever. Peter Jackson will always be known for the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and that is such a great accomplishment in film, but I'd love for him to go back and make another gory horror movie. I want Meet the Feebles 2. Thank you all for joining me in another episode of Trash Reviews. I hope you're enjoying this weird series, and if you'd like me to continue being my odd self, please comment, subscribe, and support this channel. I hope you're all having a good day, and while I'm in here, I might as well get started on responding to those chain letters. Take this down. Dear chain letter people, go fuck yourself.